Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I woke up this morning, watched a couple crime channels, and everyone has an opinion on the Kylie Rodney case, and they have that right. But this is how cases get so distorted and messed up, is when we all put our 2 cents into what happened. And you know what? None of us know what happened at that party or to Kylie Rodney. Um, all I can say is wait for the investigation to be done. You have to remember there are other uh, branches involved in this investigation: FBI, Homeland Security, and probably 4 or 5 branches of the government that we've never even heard of yet. So if the police get it wrong, the FBI will come and say something's fishy, and they'll investigate it. Let the professionals do their job. Do I think they recovered the vehicle the wrong way? Yes. My opinion, yes. I even think they're not doing it the right way. They should have removed everything from the vehicle that was on the roof. They should have photographed everything, the windows, everything where it was laying in the vehicle, removed it, and then proceeded to pull the car out. But you know what? Everyone makes mistakes. I know. And the government will find out what happened. Wait until the investigation is over with. We all think something fishy's going on, but like I said, this could be something simple as, excuse me, she made a mistake and drove into the lake and tried to get out of the vehicle, panicked, and the last place for her to go was in the back of the vehicle. It is possible. And we're hoping that it was just an accident and there was nothing devious behind it. Because we're starting to see a lot more of these devious things done. And these are kids, and that would prove to my point to Congress, Senate, White House, that we got a problem in America. Good morning, Izzy Rose. Let the government handle it. If there's any foul play, we will get to these people, meaning the people. We, the people, we will get to these people if there was foul play. So, yeah, a lot of people are upset about it. Hey, I'm upset too. Believe me, we went through this with the Delphi case and the Summer Wells case and the Evansdale and the Gabby Petito case. Ain't it so familiar how people just don't believe that she very well could have possibly been dead before the tow truck driver even seen her, in the video or whatever. If it was her, here's the thing, everybody's going cuckoo. And there's been no evidence released to prove anything. There's been no arrests made. People are, this guy got picked up for, yeah, but that has nothing to do with the Kylie Rodney case. The guy was selling drugs to some girl somewhere out there and it has nothing to do with the Kylie Rodney case. This is how cases are tainted, corrupt. Let them do their jobs. If they can't do their jobs, I'm sure the FBI will step in and say something's fishy here, and you guys something ain't right, and then the FBI will investigate it. And it was on federal land, so Homeland Security's there. They're going. Everyone, oh my God, why? Well, it's federal land. We're dealing with a bunch of nut jobs in this country. So yeah, I would imagine Homeland Security is involved, and it didn't help. Nothing against Ryan Upchurch, but it didn't help that Ryan Upchurch came into the case saying that Exania ain't an American soldier, spy, and now we're dealing with conspiracy, and yeah, I would imagine Homeland Security is involved in it. Yeah, I got my coffee right here. Coffee with Johnny. Oh, and I do have a whole bunch of playlists. But this is how cases get mixed up, folks. Now, keep in mind, I want to explain to these people. There's been a big video that was put out on YouTube how all these crime channels have been following all these people that they think are government people, police, ex-FBI, and that's just it. They just did a big video on it. These people are ex-FBI, some fired. Some of these people are ex-police officers. Why? Because they were fired. Whether corrupt or they couldn't do their jobs right. And everybody's flocking to these channels. And this guy, he's a cop. No, he was a cop. He ain't no more. And if you call there, they don't even know who the guy is. This is how cases are corrupted and tainted in America. Some of these officers and police and superstars are corrupt. They were sent in to corrupt the case, divert the case. And people just flock to them like they're gods. I'm like, no, I'm not buying it. We ain't buying it. So everybody is crushed over this. Everybody was crushed with the Gabby Petito case. And people just can't come to terms that she might have been dead a week, 2 weeks before she was found in the water. They could have had her cell phone acting like she was her. They were Kylie. So, and God forbid you type anything into a chat that someone disagrees with. Next thing you know, they're trying to crucify you. So, yeah. And don't think we ain't looking at other YouTubers. And for these people to come out and say that there's no way YouTubers were involved in it is just idiotic. You know how many YouTubers have been caught already? For that was idiotic. And let me tell you folks something. There is no I in team, but there sure is an I in idiots. And that's all I'm seeing on YouTube. Good morning, Izzy Rose. Let's see what Izzy said. Do you think the mom's going to call it an accident? I think they already did, Izzy Rose. I think the family knew first before all the YouTubers. And that's why the family came out and asked nicely for these people to stop making videos. I think the family would know before any YouTuber, unless we got leaks within our system. And I'm putting money on the leaks. We got people that are leaking stuff. Yeah, that's how cases are corrupted, tampered with. Now, in the court of law, if let's just say Sammy was guilty, and I'm not saying that. This could have been an accident, and they panicked. whoever was driving the vehicle could have went to the parents and said, Mrs. Rodney, it was an accident. My God, I'm sorry. We were drinking, all of us, and it could have been an accident. And the family might already know. But we got all these people out there that just consist on making she's not real. It's all that, I don't know. I got a daughter. I got a little daughter with the same almost name as Kylie. That's why I got involved in this case, because I haven't seen any of my kids since they were babies. So, God forbid, I hope it ain't, because if it is, I don't know what kind of extremes I'll go against or do. Being a parent, I don't know what kind of extremes I would go to. Really. So what do I think? I think what we're seeing, let me read Izzy's. I have found in the some creators, if you don't kiss their butts, you're blocked. You got that right. Sammy is guilty for giving alcohol to minors. I wouldn't say, Izzy. I don't know. Somebody bought them the alcohol. Okay. Sammy is not old enough to purchase alcohol. Somebody got him alcohol, or somebody brought it there. Now they're trying to say Sammy's contributing to a minor. No, probably not, because Sammy's not old enough to buy the alcohol, and these people are saying that there was older people there. It's very possible one of the parents bought the alcohol for all the kids out there. It's very well these kids paid an adult to go buy all the alcohol. Another thing with this case, you folks are seeing a bunch of party photos out there, and you folks are saying that they're from Poser Lake, and that's a lie. The young lady already came out and said that was a party, but it was all the way in Nevada somewhere, or another lake. And it wasn't even the time of Poser Lake. The photo that I believe is real is the photo of the kids lined up with the car headlights pointing at them. And way in the distance, you see a white light. I believe that photo is real. I believe they captured her vehicle going in the lake. Now, you have to remember, there was 2, 3, 4 parties going on in that area. Could they have been traveling from party to party? Yes. That's why that young lady already came out. Remember when Ryan Upchurch put out that video saying, this is Kylie in the back of the car with 3 other girls, and she's smiling, and that wasn't Kylie, that was some other girl. And she even came up on panel on a channel and said, that is not Kylie, that's me at a party, and that was not at Poser's. It was at another lake, in another state. I mean, there are 35 minutes, 40 minutes, you're into another state. Poser Lake, everyone, how can Poser Lake? How? They were at Boca. Boca's, all the way in another, no, it ain't 25 minutes away, 10-minute drive. If they did the speed limit, if they were speeding, I don't know, a couple minutes. Sammy, I thought I heard that she's got a fake ID. I don't know. She might. Izzy Rose, you might have heard something I didn't. She might. It's possible. I don't see it, though. And when this case first came out, what did Sammy say? They all drove to the party together. her boyfriend, some other girl, and her boy, and Kylie, and some other guy. They were all together. Now, as the case goes on YouTube, now she didn't drive with them, to the party, and we don't know the truth. Why? Because we weren't there. We don't have the evidence. Would they be able to tell? Sure. If Sammy's got a phone, and her boyfriend had a phone, yeah. Was the pings anywhere around there at that time? That would make them together. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the professionals to get done. And they will. Like I said, this is a high profile case now, being that it was on federal land. I imagine the FBI and Homeland Security are sitting back watching. Meaning, if one of these police officers or families or whatever are trying to pull a fast one, the FBI and CIA will say, no. Even the police, if they find some fishy stuff there, they will take over the case and make arrests. That's corrupting a case. That's not good. That's that's charges on these people. Why would it be Kylie's lights? Because it looks like the angle of the lights, it looks like it's submerged in water. So yeah. Like I said, you got to get a team of guys up there at Poser Lake. Another thing, they're saying that the party was right behind where her car was in. And I say bull crap, because you wouldn't be seeing headlights in that photo. You'd be seeing tail lights. If they were right behind, let me show you folks reenactment real quick, okay? Here's Kylie's car. They're partying right here. The car's going forward. It goes to the water. What do you see? Tail lights. Tail lights. If they're partying back here right behind her, where everyone is saying that they were. Bull crap. I call bull crap on your bull crap. You would have seen tail lights, not headlights. So line of sight, meaning wherever that photo came from had to be from the side or somewhere in the front. Because when the car went in, you wouldn't have seen headlights in that photo where they were all partying at. You would have seen tail lights and parking lights. So the line of sight is off. They were partying somewhere else. I believe right where Poser Lake Campground is, that clearing right there. But I'm not an investigator, so I could be wrong. But if they were partying right behind that area where her vehicle went into the water, you wouldn't have seen headlights. You would have seen tail lights. The photo we're seeing, I believe, is the real one. You see headlights. That means either someone at another party just at the right time caught the accident happening and caught the headlights in the back of the photo. Because if you remember, there was other people saying that there was other parties out there on the lake that night. If you remember what the one girl said, that said, no, that wasn't me in that car, or that wasn't Kylie, that was me. And it wasn't even at Poser Lake. It was at another party somewhere. And that's how you corrupt the case. You've put out a bunch of garbage, a bunch of photos. Here it is. Now you got, what do you got? Confusion. Now you entered confusion into the case, and now it's tainted. what they're trying to do is if and only if it was a murder or a homicide, excuse me, they're trying to put in so much garbage into the case that if it does go to court, it'll be like, who are you going to find to try? Everyone has seen it. Who are you going to find to be? I mean, everyone knows about it. You enter all this misinformation and fake videos and pixeled videos and altered videos. What do you got? Confusion. We don't know what photo's real and what ain't. You know, and I think it was. They're good. They're good. They're. Yeah, we got a problem in America. I'm hoping one day them congressmen and senators and Pentagon and all the other branches wake up and realize we got a problem. These kids are being trained how to cover up and taint a case to create mass confusion. Therefore, you never get the truth. We'll never. It'll be another Kennedy thing. Why do I think the cops didn't go back and get the? We don't even know if that's true. What the guy was saying. The guy that found all this stuff. We don't know if it's true what he's saying. You know, they botched the recovery up. They should have photographed everything right where it sat, the windows, the whole car, inside the car, all the evidence. And then, and only then, should they have removed the evidence before removing the car. And they messed up. And something ain't right. And I'm sorry, Homeland Security is involved, FBI, CIA. I'm hoping we go to war in this country because I can't stand these sick idiots. I really can't. I really can't. I can't stand any of them. I went through this with Delphi and getting death threats and videos made. We're going to kill you. We're going to chop you up. It was the mafia. It was the Masons. It was bring them all on. Let's do this thing and get it over and done with because I'm sick of these idiots. You know, I'm sick of it. So I'm hoping and praying that wasn't my daughter out there. I haven't seen my daughter since she was a baby. If it is, you're screwed. Meaning, I don't care if you're in prison. I don't care where you're at. You're screwed. I don't care who you're related to. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't care. So let the investigators do their jobs. And there's people watching them. And if they get it wrong and it looks fishy, they will step in. And they will make sure these people get justice. And they better get to them before certain people find out the truth. Because this is what we pay these people to do. If they want to screw around and watch jerk bait or whatever all day, I don't give a crap. But when we call on our government and branches of government to do a job, they best do that job. And they best get it right. Because we, the people, are not going to stand for this screwery effery that is being pumped into the crime community. And half of these people are gangbangers, gangsters, bikers, drug dealers that you folks are watching and you believe every single thing they say. Everything. Like they're gods. And we're going to prove to you folks that these people are not gods. You understand? We are going to prove to you people that these people are humans, fallen angels, maybe. Mortal, no. And we're going to prove that to you folks. Good morning, True Crime Analysis. How are you doing today? Don't pay any attention to me, sweetie. I'm just a little upset. And don't pay any attention to me. I hope your day's going good. I got coffee. Would any of you ladies like a coffee? I got some coffee here. Let me serve up some coffee for these ladies. Now, like I said, I'm tired of all these people. You know, he's an ex-cop. He's an ex. I can give two craps. There's a reason he's an ex-cop, ain't there? There's a reason why he's ex-FBI, right? Ladies, here's some coffee. My apologies if I'm upsetting any of you. My apologies. Johnny, I'm sorry, but I don't have any faith in the police. No, they're buying their way. These rich people, something happens, they're not worried about it. They got tons of money, and they'll buy their way out of it, or they'll actually corrupt the case. But something ain't right in the case. For one, they were not partying right behind where she was, because if the vehicle went in, you would have seen headlights. The only reason you would have seen headlights from where they were partying, the car had to gone in backwards, because what are you seeing in that photo? Headlights. If the lake is here, this piece of paper being the lake, they're partying back here. The car drives in to the lake. What are you going to see? Tail lights. And in the photo I'm seeing headlights. So there must have been numerous parties at that lake that night. And maybe someone in the other party caught a photo and didn't even know what they had. They just photoed a bunch of kids lined up with headlights facing on them, and didn't realize that in the very back, that white light that looks like it's submerged or going into the water, because you can see it's kind of foggy around it. I think that's mist from the water when it went into the water, possibly, or dirt, dust will make it look like that too. Izzy Rose, dinosaurs, please hit the dinosaur thumb, dinosaurs, up, dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs, so that's cool. Oh, I'm a dinosaur? I probably am. I'm 50 years old. But, like I said, we're going to find out the truth. There's been a lot of bad things going on out west, a bunch of crazy stuff out west. They'll find out the truth, folks. And if the police don't get it right, other government branches will come in. If they see any screwery, effery, or anything like that, they'll come out and say, this ain't right, But here's most of all, I keep trying to tell these people, Kylie's body will tell us what happened. Her body will tell us if she was alive when she went into the water. If the autopsy comes back and they say she drowned, she was alive when she went into the water, then it was an accident. We don't know. I wasn't there. And a lot of these people weren't there. But I think what we're dealing with in this case is a lot of leaked information when these people should have been told to shut up. AWP should have been told, shut up. The tow truck driver, shut up. Sammy, shut up. They all should have been told to shut up because it was, what was it? An ongoing case. Can we agree on that? We got screwery going on. That's how I know these people didn't talk to the police. Why? Because the police would have told them it's an ongoing case. Don't talk about it or nothing. They lied. None of them talked to the police, I bet. They might have, but they might have talked to the corrupt police. We don't know. And I'm going to wait. I'm waiting. For all we know, folks, it was a screw up. It was corruption. For all we know, it wasn't even little Kylie Rodney in the back of that vehicle. And it was someone else, and Kylie Rodney was taken or whatever. We don't know. Can we agree on that? Good morning, The Real Griff. How you doing, sir? Hope everything's doing good over there at your channel. We don't know. We don't. Why? Because we weren't there. We weren't there. One of them photos is telling the truth in the Kylie Rodney case. And what did we do? We dealt with the same thing in the Summer Wells case. Mass delusion, mass people out on YouTube when they should have kept their mouth shut. And if they would have talked to the police, don't you think the police would have told Candace Wells and Don Wells, it's an ongoing investigation. Don't get on YouTube. Don't talk about nothing. There's a good chance that your little daughter is alive and you don't want to spook the people in case she was kidnapped. And they didn't listen to nobody. That's how I know these folks didn't talk to real life people, real life police, because the police would have told them keep their mouth shut. Don't you folks understand? Even in the Summer Wells case, the same thing happened as what we are seeing in the Kylie Rodney case. These people should have kept their mouth shut. It was an ongoing investigation. Everybody knows that the police would have came to them and told them it's an ongoing investigation. Don't talk about it to nobody. Don't talk to the news or anyone. You might be able to talk to the news, but don't say anything about the case. Don't do anything. Just say you're looking for your daughter and that's it. You don't what well, because if someone did have her, I don't think people understand. I went through a phase of being obsessed with Morrison, even read everything he read. I don't know. You got a problem, Raphael. Yeah, Morrison was a real interesting. I think the more you read about him, I'm not talking about Jim Morrison from the Doors. I'm talking about a case. So that's how I know all this bullcrap is bullcrap. That's how I know it's all for clicks, views, money, and to corrupt the case. The more people you bring into the case to spread rumors and lies, the more corrupt it becomes. The more social media that you get out into the case or into the world, the more you corrupt that case. The more you corrupt that case. And that's what we're seeing. And yeah, I think some of these YouTubers will be going into prison if they make it there. If they make it there. I think some of these people, I think the Sheriff's Department and FBI and CIA and Homeland have been telling the truth the whole time. Johnny, you are watching these idiots on YouTube. They're right in front of our faces. You know, we went through the Delphi case with all the cryptic stuff that was left supposedly on the bodies and on the trees, carved into the trees. And then the Delphi note with all the decoding and all the bull crap with it. You know, then what do? Then they enter, you know, these famous people into the Kylie Rodney case, Summer Wells case. And has anyone been found? Has anyone been arrested? Nope. Kylie was found. If it was Kylie, who knows? They've injected so much bull crap into the cases. Who knows? There's only certain people that would know, the people that were involved in it, and the investigators and the autopsy doctors and toxicologists would be able to tell. You know, we've been here, we've done this. That's why the crime community is getting such a bad rap. And yes, there is talk about getting rid of the crime community on YouTube. Why? Well, because they injected so much screwery and madness. Yeah, they are doing a good job by keeping the cases alive, but you're getting people inside the crime community that don't give a crap about nothing but infiltrating the crime community or sending in diversions, lies, fake photos, photoed up photos, you name it. Corrupt police, you name it. Once again, I want to say rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth, and my condolences to the families. And yeah, tragic day. But our country is in a turmoil, I'll tell you that much. A spiral. Good morning, Kim Maple Syrup. The beautiful Kim Maple Syrup. Good morning, Kim. I did post some coffee. Grab yourself a coffee in the chat. Like I said, we're not standing down to business, big business, politicians. When it comes to our children, folks, we are not backing off of the United States of America until we get answers. I don't care. Well, she's a superstar. I don't give a crap. He's a rock. I don't give a crap. I'm investigating a case. What if that was my daughter out there? I don't care who you are, how much money you got. You best turn yourselves in. Because if our team gets to you, there won't be nothing left of you. They'll never find you. Especially when it comes to kidnapping or raping or killing our kids. I can give a crap who you are. Just ask the White House. Ask them all. I can give it two craps how much money you got or how famous you are. There's one thing we are not going to let happen in our country, and we are not going to let these organizations take over. Because do you need any more proof that this country is not what they say it is? Our children can't go to school. You can't go grocery shopping without getting, you can't go to church. You can't do nothing without getting beat, raped, robbed, whatever. We got a problem in this country and we need to fix it. Or this is going to be an everyday thing with these children popping up missing. Look at the little monkey Vaughn case, little monkey Michael Vaughn. Look at that case. At first, what'd they say? He just walked right out of the house. The mother was home. The father was out working. A week later, the father was at home and the mother was out working. And he just turned his back for a second and he was gone. You know, come on, folks. Come on. A little tiny kid can't make that much ground cover. He can't move that fast to get away that fast where they wouldn't see him in town or something. You know, I'm tired of this bull crap answers that you keep giving me, White House, federal government. That kid could not cover enough ground to just walk away. Someone is lying. Somebody is creating a mystery. And I'm getting tired of this bull crap. I really am. And I hope I'm not offending any of you ladies in my chat. But we've had enough of the madness on YouTube. And all these people, you know, he's an ex-FBI. You know, well, there's a reason that he's an ex-FBI agent. He's a cop, ex-cop, and there's a reason that he's an ex-cop. You know, they're not cops no more. And when you call the departments and the FBI Federal Bureau, they have nothing to do with us. And yeah, they were ex-FBI, but that was 20-something years ago, and they were let go for this and that. I mean, you will find out the truth. And what's the best way to be a criminal and have an enterprise? Well, you hire ex-cops that know the system. You hire ex-FBI, CIA that know every move that the government's going to make. Yeah. Is it possible? Sure is. Sure is possible. But I really don't give a crap no more because there's just so much madness in these cases. It'll probably be 6 months before anybody gets to the bottom of the truth because, like I said, being such a high price. Now, I know they're saying, well, it's corrupt because the guy that's doing the autopsy is actually a sheriff. And in a case like this, they'll go ahead and they'll let that autopsy guy out there do his job. And then the federal government or someone else will come in and have their autopsy people look at the body. And usually there is 2 autopsy people there at a time, just in case they miss something. You know? So all this stuff these folks are talking might be true. They might have changed the way things are done today from 20 or 30 years ago. You know? We don't know. As he said, this is my opinion. Tyler could not go out and get him any drugs. So he had the drug dealer come to the house, and when he went to other room to take his drugs, the drug dealer took off with the kid. I don't know. Maybe you mean little Mikey Vaughn? Maybe, maybe we might be seeing that where these kids are getting them a bunch of dope fronted to them, and they're giving their kids to the dope dealer to make sure the bill's paid. Here, take my kid. Is it possible? Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. But here's the thing: they should have said something right off the bat. This is how mistakes are made. This is how people's kids are kidnapped and brainwashed. We got a big problem with it going on out west, Arizona, California, Vegas. Big problem. It's everywhere, but it does happen more out there out west and down south, where there ain't nothing. If you look at the areas that these crimes are being committed or kidnappings or whatever, there ain't nothing around. Well, Raphael, you might be right. You might be right. I don't know. I'm not a killer. I'm not a stalker. I'm not a madman across the water. I'm a couch potato investigator, YouTube investigator. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a bunch of crap that shouldn't be going on YouTube. I'm seeing a bunch of people, even me, become an investigator. When I'm not an investigator, but you know what? I got kids and families, so I watch a lot of stuff, forensic stuff. A lot of people, was the body floating? Was Kylie floating in the, probably she was down there for 2 weeks or whatever. I imagine so. If you do your research, folks, and watch a bunch of forensic evidence, YouTube stuff, and autopsy on YouTube, you'll realize that yes, it's possible she was floating in the vehicle. Hello, the bridge burner. Pareidolia. Yeah. Yeah. Graz, the real Graz. Pareidolia. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are seeing that. That's what they were saying about as above, so below. The dude's paranoia. Only he would know it. He's calling people rats, and you guys are a bunch of rats down there. What the heck? That was another thing. It was like, whoa, man, what is going on? And then you see these things on YouTube, and everybody, it changes the case. The bridge burner said he's a weirdo. Who? Graz or as above, so below? I've watched a couple of his stuff, his videos. Yeah. And who were they all, connected with? I don't know. In the Delphi case, I'm thinking all these cases are similar. It's a big ring. It's a bunch of them. We got a problem. I know the White House don't want to hear it. I know Congress and Senate don't want to hear it. They know, but they just don't want to hear it. They know what has to be done in our country, but they just don't want to realize it. They don't want to. They don't want it to sink in that we got a problem in America, and it's not as safe as they lead it to be. You know, that's just my opinion. I think they're watching. I think the FBI is watching. I think they know we got a problem in America. In other countries, they might be taking our kids and shipping them to another country. We don't know. We'd like to know, but we don't. Well, the bridge burner, automatically in a missing kids case or a murder, they automatically look at the family. And that's the number one thing. Family first. Because in a lot of the cases that we're seeing right now, what's going on? Well, family had a part of it. The kids were being abused or whatever it was, drugs, alcohol, uh, you know. So people saying, well, it could have been the family. Well, automatically, that's the first thing the police investigate: family and friends. And then they go on to, were they on Facebook? Were they on YouTube? Were they involved in drugs or prostitution? The police ask these kind of questions. Hold on a minute. I got to refill my coffee. All right. I got a yard. I got a yard to cut today. I got to get ready for that. Yep, I know, but there's no evidence to go back to back up. People claim on here, they just make accusations. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a theory of what could have happened, an assumption of how the situation was, or you know, uh, yeah, yeah. I even have theories. Everyone thinks foul play, but really, when you look at it and you get all these stories, was she drinking? Well, toxicology will tell us that if she was drugged or drinking, toxicology report will show that she was drunk. So therefore, is it possible she made a mistake and drove into the lake and tried to get out of the vehicle? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible she was passed out in the vehicle and they were on their way home and whoever was driving made a mistake and drove into the lake but couldn't get her out? Yes, possible. An accident. It's possible that the person that was there with her went to the family and said, it was an accident. I didn't mean it. We were all drinking. My God, I loved Kylie. This was not intentional. It was an accident. And the family might have said it was an accident. These folks don't know the truth. But the family would know before anybody, wouldn't they? You would think. You would think that the family of that young lady in the back of the vehicle would have known first of what happened to her. I would think common sense would tell you the family would know first, right? Ah, You have to take into consideration she might have been drinking alcohol. She also might have been smoking cannabis. And when you mix alcohol and cannabis together, I know when I was a young teen, I couldn't do both at the same time. If I drank, I couldn't smoke cannabis. Why? Because it would make me sick. It would make me sick. My head would start spinning and I'd be like, wah! It would make me sick. So mixing them two might have intoxicated her enough to where she just passed out. You know, she was only 16. You know, how experienced was she, if she was even drinking or drugs, to drink a couple beers and then take one hit off of a cannabis stick and just say, no, I'm good. That's enough for me. You know, you have to remember she was a 16-year-old lady, 16-year-old young lady. Yeah, they said she was in the back hatch. And everyone is saying it's impossible that she got back there. And I'm like, no, it's not impossible. It is very possible that she was driving, undid her seatbelt, panicked. Maybe she tried to get out one of the windows, but the water was gushing in. It was pitch dark, pitch black. And if her windows were tinted, it would have been even darker. The water level, the water level on the vehicle was higher outside than it was on the inside. Being pitch black, she might not have seen that. And she might have opened one of them windows and not seen that the water level was higher on the outside than what it was on the inside because there was air in the vehicle. Thus, once she cracked that window to go ahead and open the window to try and get out, water would have came flowing in dramatically, and especially if it was already underwater all the way and she opened that window, water would have came in gushing twice as forcefully and fast as what we're seeing in these videos of a car sinking, the windows open, you know. So yeah, anything is possible, my opinion. But here's the thing. I got to get over. I got a yard to cut. I'm waiting for the grass to dry because the person I'm cutting the grass for don't like when it's cut when it's wet. So it's almost 11 o'clock. Here in about an hour, I got to go cut a yard. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. But first, before I go do that, I'm going to go watch little Alex Erickson's channel. She's live right now, I believe. I'll be right back. No. Let me see if she's live before I get off. Let's see what the bridge burner says. Maybe in panicked to get out. True. Yeah, you're dealing. I mean, these folks. She was an experienced driver. Yes, she was, but she was not experienced in a vehicle driving into the lake, intoxicated, possibly high. She wasn't trained in that. She might have been very experienced in driving the vehicle off road, snowmobile, stuff like that. But what that little young lady was not trained in was a sinking vehicle. And when you combined alcohol, cannabis, or whatever else she was doing, if, only if, only if the toxicology report comes back and says she was drinking and had drugs in her system. But in that situation, yeah, it's very well possible that she did try to get out and she couldn't. Pitch dark, cold water. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm not believing nothing until the case is complete. When the investigators come out and say that this is what happened and this is the proof we have, and and people still ain't thinking that the family already knows that it was an accident. Like I said, folks, these people, they all knew each other out there. They were all friends. They knew the parents. It's very well possible someone already came to the family and said it was an accident and I didn't mean it or whatever. We don't know. I didn't mean anything bad to happen. We all were drinking. I made a car went into the lake and I tried to get her out, but we don't know. Now that would be an accident. It would be a homicide, but it was not an intent homicide, meaning if there was no intentions to kill that young lady, it was an accident. Therefore, there was no intent. Still a homicide, but it was not an intentional homicide. What was it? If it was an accident, it was an accidental homicide. All right, Izzy Rose. Thank you very much for stopping in today. I'm getting off here too because I want to check out another channel, little Alex Erickson's channel. I want to thank the bridge burner, Raphael, True Crime Analysis, the lovely Kim Maple Syrup, the lovely True Crime Analysis, Ricky Compton, Izzy Rose, and I think I covered everybody. You folks be safe. And I can't go no further on this Kylie Rodney case because they have the body, they have the evidence, they have the vehicle. They probably have all the phone data, computer data, MacBook, iBook, whoever. They're probably tracking everybody's phone. They're probably pulling up satellite photos to see who was around there the day after the party, a couple days before the party. They're probably doing all kinds of stuff, folks. Let them finish the investigation and they'll tell us what happened. Kylie Rodney's body will tell us if she was abused before she went into the water, if she was alive before she went into the water. All that stuff will be released. And if they don't release anything, folks, then we know it was an accident and the family wanted it to be an accident. Because if it's criminal, I don't think if it's criminal, the family don't have no say-so in anything. All the information will be released. Why? Because it was criminal. You can't hide a criminal case. I know she's a minor, but it's a homicide. So I don't know. They would have to probably fight to try and keep it hidden, but I don't think so. I think if it was a murder, the government will come out and say this is a homicide and we are investigating it. This has now become a homicide and we now are investigating a criminal case. And they haven't done that yet. All right, folks, you have a good day. Be safe. I'm going to watch a little bit of these crime channels. reporting, crime reporting channels. And here in about an hour, I'm going to go cut a yard and get that over and done with. Yeah, it's sad. It is. It really is. But I don't know what I would do if that was my little daughter. I just don't know what I would do. Heartbreaking. I would be crushed. It would just be heartbreaking if that was my little daughter. I don't know what I don't know. It would just be horrible. Now, you folks have a good day. Be safe. Love everybody. Keep an eye on everybody. And if I upset anybody in my channel, my apologies. It's just this stuff is getting to everybody, and I don't know. All right, folks. Talk to you later.